Okay, let's unpack this. We are dedicating this deep dive to an animal whose reputation for just pure, unadulterated ferocity, it rivals anything. I mean, anything swimming the oceans or stalking the savannah.
It really
We're
does.
talking about the Wolverine.
And what's fascinating here is the paradox. I mean, you look at its size, it's barely the size of a medium dog, you know?
Right.
And its legendary reputation just seems impossible. How does an animal that small get the same fear factor as, like, a great white shark or a polar bear?
Exactly. I think when people hear Wolverine, they picture this hyper-muscled ball of bad news.
For sure.
Not a member of the weasel family. But I guess that's our mission today, right?
Yeah.
To dive into the biology, the strategy, the sheer audacity that lets this oversized pine marten basically dominate the brutal frozen Arctic.
And the answer is just relentless specialized evolution. It completely lives up to its scientific name,
Gulo.
which is Latin for glutton. And they are native to Canada. You find them all across the boreal forests and tundras, U.S., Eurasia, and they thrive in those freezing high-latitude environments.
They don't just tolerate the
Oh,
cold.
no, they weaponize it.
And that's where we have to start, right?
Yeah.
The strategic advantage of just how they're built. They are the ultimate cold weather survivalist.
Absolutely. Their blueprint is for Arctic dominance, while other predators are, either hibernating or just struggling to stay warm.
So their whole body is just engineered for this.
For relentless functionality. I mean, take their coat. It is so thick, it's oily, and the sources all emphasize it's completely hydrophobic.
Hydrophobic, so it just repels water.
Actively repels water and ice, and that's more than insulation. That's non-negotiable survival gear. In the Arctic, getting wet means catastrophic heat loss.
You're done.
You're done. If snow, or more likely, blood from prey, were to soak their fur,
Yeah.
they would die from exposure instantly.
Wow. So that coat just ensures they can keep going no matter what.
Precisely. And that extends to how they move. They have these huge, furry paws.
The snowshoes.
They're natural snowshoes. It distributes their weight so they don't sink into the snowpack, which lets them just cruise over terrain that would stop a much larger animal cold.
And then, of course, you have the murder mittens.
The claws, yeah. They're semi-retractable, and they aren't just for defense, they're for serious excavation. For climbing sheer ice, digging out dens.
And as we'll get to, for digging up food buried deep, deep underground.
Exactly. When you connect all this, you see their whole strategy, their stocky build. People mistake them for tiny bears all the time.
I can see that.
But their place in the weasel family just shows this unique evolutionary path. While other animals are slowing down for the winter, the wolverine is fiercely active. It's playing a high-stakes game when its competitors have all taken a time out.
And that lets them fully embrace being the glutton.
Oh, yeah. They are total generalists. They'll eat plants, berries, small animals. But what's truly shocking is that power paradox.
This is what always gets me. They're small, but they will take down animals, what is
Right.
it, 5 times their own weight?
Up to 5 times. That tenacity is just, it's shocking. They kill with extreme precision. A quick bite to the neck severs the tendons, crushes the throat.
But their real audacity is how they prefer to get their meals.
Grand theft.
Yeah, just stealing it.
They're famous for it, driving off much larger rivals, wolf packs, bears, cougars. Just to claim a carcass they had absolutely no hand in killing.
They just walk up and decide, that frozen moose is mine now.
Ugh.
But
Yeah.
how do they even find these massive meals in such a vast, empty wilderness?
And this is where their strategic advantage becomes purely sensory. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Their sense of smell. It is.
Yeah.
It's next level. It's what gives them the efficiency they need to stay alive.
We think of, dogs or wolves having incredible noses, but this is a different league.
A completely different league. Our sources say they can smell 1 molecule out of 5 million in the air.
1 in 5 million. And for a human, it's what, 1 in 250,000.
Something like that, yeah. So it's not even close. This sensitivity is their key weapon because it just dramatically reduces the risk and the energy they'd spend on a hunt.
So instead of burning all those calories chasing healthy prey, they're just sniffing out a jackpot meal that's already there.
Exactly. They use that nose to find these huge carcasses, like a moose killed in an avalanche. Even if that meal is buried under up to 20 feet of dense, hard-packed snow.
20 feet.
20 feet. And that's why those murder mittens are so vital. They're not just claws, they're excavation tools.
Okay, so they dig up this freezer-burnt feast. How do they even eat something that's frozen solid?
Their teeth are designed for it. Survival in the Arctic means your food is literally a block of ice. They have sharp front teeth, sure, but their molars are specialized for bone crushing.
And there's something weird about one of the molars, right?
Yeah, their third upper molar, it's turned inwards, and it's larger than in other weasels. It's a custom-built adaptation to hold and shear through frozen bone and tissue more effectively. They get every last calorie.
It's a culinary tool for a merciless environment. Okay, so if they find a huge kill, they can't eat it all at once. How do they stop other scavengers from taking it?
They cache it immediately. They'll spray the carcass with this powerful, pungent musk from their anal scent glands.
Oh, lovely.
It's basically a chemical do not disturb sign. Then they bury it deep in the snow. And that action, that aggressive, smelly defense, that's where they get nicknames like skunk bear or nasty cat.
Which brings us right back to that reputation. I still can't get over that anecdote that people living on the land would rather run into a polar bear than a Wolverine.
It says everything about their psychological dominance.
An 18-kilo animal being scarier than the apex carnivore.
Well, they're strong, they're incredibly fast, they can hit almost 50 kilometers an hour across snow, and they are supremely solitary. And that solitude is key because they need that massive area just to get by.
That 620 square kilometer home range it's immense for an animal that small.
It tells you everything you need to know about how scarce resources are up there. Food is unpredictable, and it's spread way out. They have to patrol that whole area, using those scent glands to mark it, to communicate ownership, just to make sure they don't have to fight an unnecessary battle.
Every movement has to be hyper-efficient.
Always.
So let's talk about the one animal that might actually rival them for resources. The wolf.
Yeah.
That relationship has to be complicated.
It's what you'd call an antagonistic symbiosis. It's very complex. A pack of wolves can absolutely kill a wolverine, but a solitary wolverine can successfully fight off 1, 2, maybe even 3 wolves if it's defending a cache.
So they're enemies.
They are. But here's the irony. The wolf pack is the primary generator of the large carrion that the wolverine relies on to survive.
So they're essential to the wolverine's diet, even though they're the biggest threat.
Exactly. Enemies and, in a way, providers.
That's fascinating. Okay, moving from that to their reproductive strategy. When the wolverine finally pauses its solo quest for food, they're mating between May and August.
And the female has one of the most brilliant strategic adaptations in the whole animal kingdom. It's called delayed implantation.
Delayed implantation.
She mates, the eggs get fertilized, but development is put on hold. She literally delays the implantation of those eggs until the following spring.
What's the advantage of waiting almost a year?
It's all about timing. It lets her time the birth perfectly to the environment's resource cycle. Gestation itself only lasts 30 to 50 days once it starts. By delaying, she makes sure the kits are born at the exact moment the weather is breaking and food security is at its peak.
It optimizes every bit of energy they can afford for parenting. And speaking of which, that old idea of the wolverine father being totally absent is changing.
Absolutely. Recent findings are really changing that narrative. We're seeing evidence that wolverine dads play a much bigger role. They visit nursing mothers, they bring food, and they even teach older kits survival skills.
Which suggests a level of intelligence far beyond just simple instinct.
It really does. Which brings us to that core personality paradox. For an animal defined by relentless aggression and ferocity, the sources describe them as highly intelligent and even comical.
I love that description. Having fun while trying to survive.
Isn't that great? It's a combination of ruthless efficiency and playfulness. It's a hallmark of high intelligence. They're capable of critical problem solving, not just operating on instinct.
So to kind of sum up what we've unpacked, the wolverine is this strategic master of the Arctic. It's got the specialized gear, the coat, the paws, the teeth, all powered by an insane sense of smell that turns a high-risk hunt into low-energy scavenging.
It's the ultimate combination of ferocity and intelligence.
But if we connect this incredible survival story to where we are now, we have to talk about climate change.
You do. Wolverines are so elusive, it's hard to count them. But scientists all agree that rising temperatures are the biggest existential threat they face.
So how does warming specifically hurt an animal that's so adapted to the cold? You'd think a slightly warmer winter might even make things easier.
It's not about food availability, surprisingly. It's about denning. They are biologically reliant on deep mountain snows to make their dens. Those deep snowpacks provide insulation and, crucially, protection from predators for their young kits. As temperatures rise, that stable snow habitat just shrinks. It forces mothers into less secure, lower altitude areas.
Which would just plummet their reproductive success.
Drastically. So this animal is a true barometer for the health of those high-latitude environments.
Protecting those vanishing snow habitats it's everything for their survival.
Indeed. You could argue the wolverine is a better, more accurate symbol of the tenacious, unforgiving Arctic wilderness than even the grizzly or the polar bear.
So what does this all mean? If an animal's primary survival strategy is to be relentlessly opportunistic,
Huh.
to never ever waste energy, and to seize every single frozen opportunity, even using a carcass as a temporary home, like Han Solo in a tauntaun, what does that reveal about the true merciless nature of that wilderness? And maybe what strategic insights can we draw from an animal whose whole definition of efficiency means never taking a day off, even when the entire world is frozen solid?